Are you having a hard time with Bedrock, Minecraft, Redstone? A lot of people are. Watch this video, guys, and you will be 100% better. If you play on any other version of Minecraft, you want to stay tuned too, because in my opinion, this is the direction for all Redstone and Minecraft. Hey there guys, Skippy here from Skippy 6 Gaming, coming to you guys from Tutorial World. We are going to be doing, guys, I've been wanting to do this video for a while. I have a funny feeling it's not going to get as many views as, like, say, an elevator tutorial or a door of some sort, but this one is something you need to watch. I know a lot of people have been frustrated lately with Bedrock and how come certain redstone things don't work. Some do, some don't. Guys, this has to do with ticking area. Not many people know about it, guys. Honestly, if you know about it, you know what, just watch the video. You might find something new in this one. If you don't know about it, then you are about to be like, moment, because this is why a lot of redstone stuff does not work in Bedrock. So this goes for MCPE, any Bedrock version of the game. So for this one here, guys, I'm not even going to be that crazy. You know what, 320 likes. Let's smash a like because, yeah, we need likes just to make our video popular. And yeah, so let's do this, guys. Ticking area, Bedrock, Redstone. What is it? If you don't know about it, you're about to be mind blown. So basically, a long time ago, I'm gonna throw this tweet up. There's Tommaso. Tommaso is like the dude from Minecraft that kind of messes with Redstone, I guess. I've just started looking into this ticking area. So long story short, I'm gonna start from the top. Basically, this is a June tweet, so this is like half a year ago, maybe more. Back there, basically, you can create how many ticking areas you want. If you don't go over a chunk limit, they work even if you're in another dimension. It's a map making feature. You see all the commands are right here on the screen. Ticking area, add, remove all, list, all of this. Minecraft doesn't do the best job at explaining themselves, because this is where you had to go get this information. I couldn't even find this information in many other people, except for, like, there was 2 small YouTubers that did a video about it, and I was like, you know what, let's keep going. So he further goes into the next tweet. Basically, they have some stuff and they're talking about entities despawning, and long story short, this is not too big, but this has to do with the way it works, basically. Let's go through. I'm going through a lot of visual aids today. I'm not sure what this one is here. And I'm gonna go right from the beginning, guys. If I'm from console, I'm almost at 1,000 tutorials, guys. So, but most of my experience is on console. So let's talk about something as to why ticking area exists. So we'll go right over here. Again, listen up. I'm telling you, you'll be very, very worth your time. So this is a ticking area. First things first, I'm going to put it on the screen because I told Will I was going to. And when I asked him about it, this right here is a graph picture of the random tick. This is the random tick area. So as far as I'm concerned, kind of the same thing. Don't quote me because Will probably has a whole other idea of what it is. Just let me take this. So I wanted to use this. Again, shoutouts to Will Kreplin, always like in my communities and, you know, wherever, talking with me about forward-thinking redstone stuff. And yeah, so I took this picture here and I put it on the ground because this is something that you need to pay attention to. This right here, guys, is your ticking area in Minecraft Bedrock. So that said, this is what you get. Now, in Minecraft Bedrock, if you are not on creative and you are on survival mode, this is your, basically, all stuff works in this shape right here. That's it, where you walk around. So picture that green glass is wherever you're standing. What happens is anything outside of this ticking area, it actually doesn't work. It's not happening. That sugarcane farm that's just past that beacon there, that isn't working right now, you know? Perfect example is an item sorter. If you are here at the center of this and you have a huge item sorter that just so happens to go, you know, right over here, somewhere around here, what you're doing is, as soon as you move out of its ticking area, it stops in its tracks, which really messes it up because you need a specific amount of items in the hopper in order to power the hopper to do the sorting. You guys get what I'm saying, is that you will literally break a machine by leaving the ticking area. So that said, we're going to show you a perfect couple examples. So this is your ticking area. So nothing happens if you're standing right here. Nothing happens outside those lines. There is a little bit of a negotiation here. I was kind of discussing where redstone still ticks some way there. I haven't been able to prove it with an actual test here, because as you can see, that redstone, when we stand on the green, doesn't even work. That's just a hopper going back and forth with one block so that it could flash. But notice it's a little bit past the line. At some point in time, it starts working again. So if that was a machine, that would break everything. That said, again, the hopper render distance is different. Notice how we're right in that spot. See where we are right now, and look what that redstone block is doing. That is not going to be good. Any sort of redstone build that's in there that involves any sort of, mechanics could break potentially. So that said, you have to keep in mind something like that where it brings, like broken things better. You can see right here, watch this. This line will go and turn on that redstone lamp and that redstone lamp right there. When I hit it, you're not going to see a lamp turn on. However, they are on. The redstone does go all the way, and as we move closer, the lamps turn on, right? And you can literally, when you leave, they don't turn off. They just stay in whatever form they are for your rendering, for your looking. And there you go. So this all comes from, so now I'm going to tell you how you can do, it is not the best for a survival world because you cannot set a ticking area in survival. It is against the rules. It's like command blocks or map coordinates, a few of the things that will mess you up. Outside of this ticking area, guys, crops will not grow. Water does not flow. Lava doesn't flow. Items won't float through water, if you have some sort of item transportation system. Mobs don't spawn. Long story short, when you look at the area that mobs will spawn around you, this is a very simple way to look at it, is it's impossible for them to spawn outside of this area. They will not. And they will not spawn about 30 blocks towards you. So it's like 28 blocks depending on the version you go. But so basically on this one here, you can see that this guy here is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 chunks plus a half a chunk. So basically 4 chunks is, we're looking at 80 blocks. You only have this small window, 30 blocks more away from you up until here where mobs will spawn. And that's why you'll see mobs will spawn in a circle around you. Hence, if you have a mob farm and you just go that far away from it, mobs aren't spawning. They're not spawning on the mob farm. They're not getting killed. In addition to that, if you have one of the old-fashioned mob farms, guys, with the 4 tracks of water pushing them to the middle, what happens is, if you're in the area of it, the mobs will spawn in there. Cool, mobs spawn in the mob farm. That's awesome. Except for once you leave the area, what happens is the water no longer flows down those tracks. When that happens, the mobs in there are stuck there, nailing the rest of your rates are really going out the door, because now you have a ton of mobs just sitting there in the thing, not doing nothing. And that said, this area right here, as you can see, the outline of it, it goes from the bottom of the map to the top of the map. So if you're in survival, guys, in survival you can't create ticking areas, but this is what you're going to do. Your perfect goal in survival is to find yourself a center. Wherever that place is, if this is your little chest area, wherever it is you're going to be. If you're just hanging out in the world, you AFK here, no matter what, and then mark it off. If you do that, put your most invaluable farms closest to the center of where you are most of the time, and anything big that involves multiple pieces, make sure that it doesn't leave the ticking area, because you will be super, pooched. That said, we're already at 10 minutes. I talked about this for 10 minutes. I'm going to show you one more thing. I'm going to throw it up on the screen right now, is you can set your ticking area. So basically, this is how it works, guys. Ticking area was created because back in the olden days, there was spawn chunks. Spawn chunks were on Java, and on console edition, we wanted to make some cool farms and stuff, but they didn't work as good because our spawn chunk, the chunk you spawn in, the 16 by 16 on console, is not always active. That said, the equivalent of an open ticking area on PC, I'm going to throw it up on the screen right now. This is what your spawn chunk looks like on Java Edition on PC. So when you see those like Doc M, Quintuple, Iron Farm, Crazy Jobber 65 blocks apart, they could be really powerful on Java Edition, because no matter where the person was in the world, if nobody was there, those iron farms would run 24/7. You could see those center chunks. It's a 16 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 by 12 area of active chunks, and then the outside two are also loaded chunks. However, they're lazy chunks, and I don't know, you're gonna have to call Seth Bling if you want to know what the heck lazy chunks are. They're not as active as the middle ones, is all you're gonna get from me. That said, this is their response, because on Bedrock Edition they don't have any sort of spawn chunks. So what they wanted to do was give you the ticking area. So look, ticking area right here. Ticking area is a player specified group of chunks that continues to update it even when there is no player nearby. Because chunks remain active, processes such as growth, decay, spawning, movement, redstone operations are not suspended when the player is not present, provided at least one player remains somewhere in the dimension. So that said, these are the improvements. What I'm going to put on the screen right now is going to show you that yes, possibly in the future this could be really good if they do some adjustments, but actually it's a little bit of a challenge right now. So the equivalent ticking area in Bedrock to spawn chunks, again, this is from the wiki. Fizz sent me this link and started me kind of thinking about it right here. So this is the difference between spawn chunk and ticking area. So basically on PC you would have, you know, 289 chunks. It would be in the overworld only. Unfortunately, certain things still didn't happen in that area in the spawn chunks, and now in ticking areas it allows all this stuff to happen. So that said, what I'm going to do right now is throw on the screen the difference. I think I'm going to try to put this in proportion. So basically in Bedrock here you can go and set your ticking area. So remember the size of that one before? Basically it would be roughly 3.2 something times larger than that, but you would set it yourself. On Bedrock here, you are allowed to set your own ticking area. So I'm going to do this right here. I'm going to go over here and say, you know what, we're going to make this Cobble Generator. I haven't even done this. I think I've done, I don't know if I've done this video yet. It's coming out soon if it hasn't already. So you want to do a ticking area and set it up how you do. So we're going to do one right here for this cobblestone generator. Long story short, we want to have this in a ticking area. All you got to do is grab your drop down menu, and it kind of shows you along the way, so just follow. We're going to do a radius, but as we do it you'll see the different choices you have, because you could just set it for right in each farm, saving area. I think the total ticking area, guys, is you're allowed to set 10 ticking areas for a total of up to 1,000 chunks. So you're real close to, you know, an old console map size if you were to set the area. So let's go / ticking area. So type it in, ticking area. So now once we type it in, what do we want to do? We want to add it. So ticking area, I can't say it anymore. Add space. So we're going to add a circle, and that's going to basically give us a radius around us of however many chunks we state. So on this one here, we're going to put circle. And now what we want to do is be at the center of the circle. So say we are the center of the circle. The way that you do this is by using tilde. So space, I'm going to go back into this right here, because for some reason my keypad doesn't have tilde, and this is tilde. So whenever you're trying to designate the space that you're standing on, you go tilde, space, tilde, space, tilde. So once we do this, we're going to go and space it one more. Here we're going to put whatever distance that we want. So if we want it to be, I'm going to go back to my keypad now, say we want it to be 3 chunks. And then if we want to name it something so that we can remove this ticking area later, you do that by naming it. So let's just call it Joe. And there you go. So now we hit that guy in. So now we have a ticking area right here. It's going to go 3 chunks. So that means it's going to go 32, 48 blocks in that direction, that direction, that direction, and that direction. And that's how you set a ticking area. In addition to that, guys, you'll see that you can just set it the other way by going to, there is no up and down in ticking area. It goes from the roof to the bottom. So you can set it by simply going here and setting it from here. It's going to be the southeast corner and the northwest corner, so you could set it here. Again, you're only allowed 10 ticking areas, so you might want to make sure that each one at least contains 100 chunks in total. And this one here, if it's only 3 by 3, that's only 9 chunks in total. So you want to make them pretty big if you're doing a tutorial like world like this, and then you'll be pretty good, because you can most likely ticking area a whole entire map and do your tutorials there so they don't break ever. And yeah, I hope you found this informative, guys. I did my best. I know it's a long video, but just understand it. It will make your tutorials a lot easier, because a lot of those comments I get, oh, this doesn't work, or this glitches, or often anything that involves a piston. This is a perfect example. Anything that involves a piston moving, if you catch it in that spot, as you can see, we're going to hit it. We did it on the other side, but you hit it right at that right time when you move out of the area, you're gonna break a machine. So that said, thanks for tuning in. Catch me tomorrow for some more stuff. I think I'm gonna do a villager breeder and trading post sometime soon. And yeah, thanks a lot for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next one.